Sweden's Deputy Prime Minister has told Sky News rich countries need to do more to help the developing world to monitor and protect the oceans from pollution. Isabella Lovin, who's also the country's climate minister, said that European Union countries have a special responsibility to show leadership, especially considering President Trump's policies on climate change. I spoke to her just a little earlier.
I think we're seeing an extremely worrying trend now with our oceans, both with overfishing, the effects of climate change, and also plastic litter that is really gathering in our oceans that is not disappearing. So if the trends continue, we will actually have more plastic than fish in our oceans by 2050. That's why Sweden, together with Fiji and other countries, have taken the initiative of a big UN conference that will be held in June this year in New York to create new partnerships and really have actions made to save our oceans. We need to collaborate a lot more on an international level if we're going to do that.
Indeed, it was your interest in the seas that brought you into politics in the first place, I believe.
That's true. I wrote a book about overfishing called Silent Seas, and it's about overfishing mostly in Europe and in Sweden. But of course, this is a global problem because these fishing fleets, they are fishing all over the planet, not least in developing countries' waters. And this is a responsibility I think the rich countries need to take to help also the developing world with monitoring, control and protection of their oceans, which is very, very hard and difficult for them to surveil at this moment. So we need to cooperate a lot more. We need to also give resources to countries to help them with waste management and recycle and all of that, because the oceans is very much, it's one ocean, it's interconnected. So what happens in one part of the planet will come back and affect us all.
Well, on a similar related topic, you've of course been in Brussels thrashing out changes to the EU's emissions trading scheme. How confident are you that globally we will be able to reach the targets set by those Paris Accords, given the fact that we have a climate change skeptic in the White House at the moment?
I think I'm very happy that EU showed climate leadership now. Yesterday we reached an agreement with the governments in the European Union that we should now very much have much higher ambitions when it comes to reducing the emissions in the so-called emission trading scheme, because it's too inexpensive now to emit and destroy the climate. But it's really a very serious matter. We hear the reports now that the Arctic was 25 degrees warmer than normal on average in February and 20 degrees warmer in November. So we see the climate change is already affecting our planet so very visibly, and we need to really have very strong action. And I think the EU has a special responsibility now to take this leadership.
A special responsibility, given that the leadership that the United States has shown in the past simply isn't going to be there.
That's right, and I think I was very happy to hear that China and India and other countries such as Brazil, they were very, very clear at the climate conference in Marrakesh earlier last year that they stand by the Paris commitments. And we see also with their big investments now in renewable energy that the prices are going down so much that renewable energy is actually more profitable than investing in new coal-fired power plants at this moment. So I'm quite confident that we will see the transition to a green, much cleaner society anyway, but it will go less quickly with the current policies that we see from the American administration.
Less quickly might be putting it mildly. I mean, it appears that the United States and Sweden are opposite ends of the spectrum. And you passed recently, legislation saying net zero emissions by 2045. Donald Trump is reopening coal mines, opening oil pipelines, and scrapping the Environmental Protection Agency.
I think those countries that will not make the transition now will at the end of the day be the losers, because we see now that the prices are going down on renewables, that the world is now really making the shift to green and clean technology. Look at China. In Beijing and other big cities, the air is practically not possible to breathe because there's so much smog that inevitably these countries will make the transition to cleaner, to electric cars and renewable energy. And that will mean that the whole world will make this leap, and we will find new technologies that are much, much smarter. And for businesses, if they want to remain competitive, they need to be in that game. And that's what we see in the Swedish industry, for instance. We're a very export-dependent country, and our industry is also very happy about stricter environmental legislation that has been put in place in the past, because now they are much more energy efficient and they have much more greener products that are competitive in the global market.
Isabella Lovin, thank you very much.
Thank you.